Hi, my name is Tim Lerch, and today I'm going to go through a beautiful arrangement on a Clear Day You Can See Forever, written by Ted Greene in 1974. This is a very early arrangement that Ted wrote. In fact, he was still using the ink stamp with the colored ink, and he even hadn't developed a clear method of indicating what melody notes followed which, so all the additional melody notes after the initial chord are just X's on these pages. So Paul Vachon from tedgreene.com organized this into a compilation page, which is very helpful. It shows the order of the notes. He wrote out the melody and the whole arrangement basically, and also added the lyrics for those of you who like to understand the lyrics. So I'm going to go through it bar by bar and see if we can do something that'll help you get your fingers on this. The first two melody notes are a pickup. By the way, it's in the key of G, and it's relatively playable. It's not too difficult. So I'll play the first bar as a pickup, and then G major 9. Remember that in those days, 1974, to indicate major 9 or major 7, Ted put a slash through the 7. Later on, he started using triangles or MAJ in some cases because he found that the slash was confusing to people who didn't make the distinction. But on this page, the slashes through a 9 or a 7 indicate major, meaning a natural 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these melody notes all live right inside of the chord, and it sounds good to sort of just let them flow and let them ring over each other. And then an A13. I actually like that sound too, but he wrote. Okay, now on this one, if you want to play all of the notes, the open circle there is an optional note. You have to use 5 fingers, thumb and 4 fingers, so you have to use your little finger to play that top note. Then the melody note is again right inside the chord. And just a simple B minor 7, E7. I like to play a low E here. Okay, let me play the first 8 bars again. Sorry. Here we go. Finger pulled that note off. A minor 11. I put an open A string there in the bottom. And then another little melody passage. And then F13. Now notice the fingering on this chord. It's the flat 7, the 3rd, the 6th or the 13th, then the 9 and the sharp 11. Fingered 1, then second finger double stops, then the little finger, and then so that passage from bar 9 goes like this. And then we have to grab these two notes sort of out of the chord. This chord we have to make sure we get the spread. Then a beautiful contrary motion passage there. So that last bar 13, the last 4 of the second 8 goes. And I added a little bit of a chord accent in my first and second fingers on the A13 flat 9. Just to give a little bit of color and propulsion. And then top of the second page, bar 17. Now what happened there, I don't think I played it right. This is the last bar of the the first line on the second page. It's a beautiful contrary motion thing that Ted indicates with these tied notes are held, and then the two notes on top are moving in opposite directions. Okay, so that part goes, we go from the G7 or G13 again. Oh, I'll try and get that right, Tim. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this little guy here, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and then a beautiful chord. Oh, sorry. You can play this kind of a rubato tempo. You can play it swinging. Joe Pass did a very swinging version. Johnny Smith did a version that was a little more square sounding to me. And then Stan Getz did a nice version. You could probably even do it as a bossa. Etc. Many things you can do, but the idea that we start with is Ted's clarity with regard to the voicings and giving us the melodic content. What I would recommend doing is following Paul's really beautiful chart. Try to learn the melody, listen to some versions. Barbra Streisand had the most famous version of the song. Stan Getz's version is quite nice. And also Joe Pass is just, is popping like you would imagine. And look at the lead sheet that Ted wrote out on the end of his original grid page. That can be helpful as well. He had some idea about the end of the tune, which I don't quite get, so I'm just going to leave that up to you to perceive what to do there. And so that's On a Clear Day, You Can See Forever. Let me try and play it for you one more time. It's always a risk, but I'm going to give it a shot. And then I'm also going to do a second video on another page on the same tune, which is an accompaniment in A flat of On a Clear Day. So here we go. Okay, thank you very much. I hope that was helpful. I look forward to maybe hearing some of your versions. So if you get this tune under your fingers, why don't we maybe post some various versions? I'd love to see what anybody else can come up with, because I should say I don't claim that this is the definitive version. This is just my idea about what Ted was indicating. Okay, thank you very much. And make sure to visit tedgreene.com to get just a great amount of great information on this wonderful teacher and guitar player. All right.